All right, Elijah, let's take a look at your paper MLA format first. You need your last name and page number up here. It is English 12, so make sure you add that in. And the date should be 1 February 2017, although you turned it in way after the first. I believe it was the 10th you turned it in, so it should be 10 February 2017. This is literally the topic of the paper, so you want to have a more creative title to it. They push, we push is an interesting quote. Where is it from? And how is it used? So after you give that attention getter, Elijah, try to follow it up. Don't just have this here. You got to explain what it means, where it's from, how does it relate, what is the underlying message of it, something. So using teamwork will advance you to the top of the leaderboards in Battlefield 1. Now Battlefield 1 is the title, punctuation of a title. So think about how that should be punctuated. It should be in quotes or underlined. This is literally spelling out that it's how to win. You might want to be more specific than that. You need to follow these steps in order to come out on top. And I don't even know what those steps are. I don't know if it's really clear, because I know one is about getting teamwork. Carry your team and be a leader in this game. You must be brave and willing to put your team ahead of yourself, which still sounds like teamwork. This is not Call of Duty. Again, you need to punctuate that title correctly. This is a run-on sentence. You have a comma splice here. You easily build skills and see results, but I don't know if that's a clear message here. So you might want to be more specific on that. But a little bit short on the introduction, Elijah. We're definitely going to want to work on making that stronger. And a lot of this, Elijah, is just going back through and maybe rereading some of these things here. All right, so the first step you need to take is getting into the mindset of teamwork, not just helping yourself. So this is a sentence fragment. I think what you really meant to do was combine it with the last sentence. In Battlefield 1 is its own sentence, which that's not really a sentence. Again, did you mean to really combine all three of these sentences together? So think about it that way. You must use tactic. A tactic such as capturing objectives with your team. So reword this. One of the tactics that you need to use is capturing objectives as a team. It'll get you farther in the battlefield and more likely to win than if you didn't use teamwork. So you give examples here. Use tanks with your teammates rushing towards your enemy. I'm not sure how that really relates to it. This is a good example. Give health and ammo to anyone on your team. You put a higher chance of your teammates surviving and winning on the table. You put a higher chance of them winning on the table. I guess that's okay. You'll take the flag faster and gain more points. This is a game where you want to get involved with your team. And I still feel like you can add some more examples in here of how you can use teamwork as a whole. I don't think you've really touched on enough of how you can use teamwork as a whole here. So really take a chance to, or take some time to look at that. Teamwork is the key to making objectives and pushing to win the game. You need a stronger transition because the next one is about getting kills. So I think you need a stronger transition to talk about once your teamwork is solid, then your kill count can go up or something like that. All right, so we have to focus on getting kills next. You use the phrase being on top of the leaderboards a lot in here. So really, try to think of different wording for that. I mean, is this mostly online? Is that what we're talking about for this particular paper? So maybe there's a chance for you to mention that. I don't know. So the most enemies would be the red objectives. So if you really want to get some kills, you got to go to the red objectives. Advance towards the enemy objectives with your team. Once you get towards the enemy objectives, you'll see enemies. Well, I should hope so. So maybe just take out that sentence. Camping in a corner or in a shelter with a visual on enemies is a good move. Got space issues here, too many spaces here and here. We'll level up your weapons class, and lead you to the top of the leaderboards. Again, we got that phrasing. Now, you get into capturing objectives, which has nothing to do with kills. It's a byproduct of getting kills near objectives, but I feel like this should almost be its own separate paragraph because after you worry about objectives, try some ... So really it should be, once you rack up all your kills, it's now time to rain terror from other vehicles or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, I feel like this either needs to be its own point or not even mentioned at all. but you do say taking over all the objectives will cause you to win. So I feel like it is important enough that it should be its own main point. So you might want to look into that. All right, after you worry about objectives, try some vehicles, no capitalization. You got space issues in here. Will all be to your advantage. Vehicles will help you destroy people quicker. Again, it's going back to killing people. Should that be kind of mixed in with the last up here? And then objectives becomes its own main point? I don't know. So using vehicles, so you have space issue here. Will push the enemy back quicker than on foot. There are many picks and choices for vehicles. So PICKS, and choices for vehicles and the weapons on them. Now, after you have this, so we've already talked about organization here, about kills, objectives, vehicles, which actually deal. I mean, most of the support you're giving is mostly about kills because you want to rank up in vehicle class. Now, your next paragraph, you need to focus on getting kills with that weapon class, but you just talked about kills, 2 paragraphs before this. So I really feel like this should be combined with the whole kill paragraph as well. So we got a lot of organizational things that we're gonna need to work on. All right, so again, this is all about getting better guns. Better guns will get you kills faster. This is about going back to a vehicle to take over the map. This is about killing again. We got space issues here. Infantry is a good way to go kills and rank up your gun. I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean, so fix that. You eliminate the threat to get to your goal of winning. That seems kind of awkwardly worded as well. Got a space issue here that you need to move up. So I really think you need to review how you're going to have these main points. I don't think it's quite clear yet how these are all going to fit together and how you should separate them out to make them stronger. Here's a little bit of voice noob skills. At least you're using a little bit of voice there. I don't think that's really what your thesis is, though. It's not about becoming a great player and you're overcoming your noob skills. I think there's a different thesis line in there. You got a capitalized battlefield. Use grenades and tools. You got sense fragments here. You never talk about grenades or tools at all, though, in your paper. Destroys opponents with your surroundings, meaning what? You don't talk about that at all in your paper. Be the best player you can be. You will win. Good luck. Super boring and weak. All right, Works Cited needs its own page. This would get eliminated. You don't need that at all. But you don't have any citations. You don't have any in-text citation. You said that's your Works Cited page, but none of this stuff is cited. So you need to figure out, and you only have one outside quote, I think. Is this the only outside quote you have, or outside information? Nothing else is quoted. Remember, that means as a reader, I'm thinking that this is all from your head, but as I get down here, it doesn't look like that. So you definitely want to make sure that that's not true. So that goes on its own page, top of the page. So make sure that happens. And you only got 2 sites. You need at least 3 different outside sources. So you got another source to try to fit in there. All right, Elijah. The bones of it are okay. You just, again, got to reorganize, add some more examples, really try to make it flow a little bit better. So good luck with the rewrite.